Hey y'all, welcome to Andrea Speaks TV. I am your host, Andrea, and I'm bringing you commentary you can use. So this is episode 6. That's right, y'all. This is episode 6, and today I want to speak on the topic of the recent U.S. job report for March 2021. But before I get into it, y'all please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure you hit the notification bell so you can stay connected when I do upload new content every week. Also, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. That's right, we're on Facebook. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Andrea Speaks TV. All right, y'all. So in episode 6, I want to speak on the recent U.S. jobs report that just came out for March 2021. So in episode 4, that's the video where I talked about news regarding the stock market for last week. If you haven't watched that video, you can go ahead and check it out right here on the channel. But in episode 4, I shared with you all that experts were predicting that the economy, U.S. economy would add over 600,000 new jobs for March. Well, guess what, y'all? The U.S. economy has added 916,000 jobs in March. That's right. So I did some research. So this information does come from the Washington Post. So let's get into it, y'all. The U.S. economy added 916,000 jobs. That's a lot, y'all. In March, as the coronavirus vaccine distribution improved, Congress approved a $1.9 trillion stimulus package. If you haven't seen my videos on that, make sure you watch 2 videos I did on the $1.9 trillion stimulus package. And states across the country lifted restrictions on businesses. All right. The unemployment rate, it says, edged down to 6% last month from 6.2% in February, according to the monthly report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Also, the surge in hiring comes 1 year after the pandemic threw the U.S. into a tailspin, sending a signal that the recovery may have reached a turning point. So that's what they're saying, y'all, because so many more jobs were added than were predicted. They're saying that this could signal that, there's a recovery happening as well as a turnaround maybe on the brink for the U.S. All right. It also followed several sluggish months in the labor market as coronavirus cases surged and many employers paused rehiring amid concerns about efforts to control the pandemic. Okay. The article also says that economists hailed the report as a welcome sign that the country may finally be climbing out of the steep hole of jobs lost during the past year, now at a fast enough rate to see a full recovery by some point next year in 2022. So they're thinking that, based on the jobs report, the drastic increase, much more than what was expected, that the U.S. may be able to have a full recovery sometime next year in 2022. Now, it is also reported that between March 2020 and April 2020, there were 22 million jobs lost in the labor market. That's a lot, y'all. So March 2020, we know here in the U.S., that's right around the time where the first, things really started to shut down. We didn't know what was going on. So in a month, y'all, between March 2020 and April 2020, well, actually that's 2 months when you think about it, there were 22 million jobs lost. Companies shut down. That's pretty much when the quarantine started. Over the next 6 months, it says 12 million of those jobs were recovered, but then rehiring slowed down as the virus surged in the fall and the winter months. Okay. Now, the article that I'm referencing from the Washington Post, it also talks about women re-entering the workforce and also that causing recovery to gain steam. So I did some research and I said, well, let me see exactly what they're saying about women re-entering the workforce. So the article says women who had left the workforce in droves earlier in the pandemic are now returning to the workforce in large numbers as schools are reopening for in-person learning. So just think about it. A lot of women, a lot of wives, mothers had to maybe take some time off from their jobs to see about their children. All of a sudden, we didn't know what this pandemic was going to do. But, schools all across the country and the world shut down, daycare centers, after school, before school, after school care. So, mothers and fathers and families, a lot of people were left with no option but to take time off from work. Several people were able to work from home, and that was a huge benefit. So, I can understand why a lot of mothers had to take time off or, you know, get accommodations made so that they can be at home with their children. So that's understandable. I can see how, that's that happened. And now they're saying that a lot of women who had originally maybe left the workforce, left working in person at their jobs, their careers, they're now returning because as we all know right now, this is what, April 2021, schools have been opening back up for in-person learning. Okay. Now, I wanted to, one question that, as I was reading this article, one question that I had was, well, since they're saying that over 916,000 jobs were added in March, I asked myself, I wonder what were some of the industries where most of these jobs were being added. So I did some research, and here's what I found out, and I'm going to share it with you all. So it says the strongest gains were in leisure and hospitality. So leisure and hospitality industries. I imagine that's maybe like, maybe vacation, I don't know, vacation places, or when I think of hospitality, I think of hotels, maybe leisure, maybe that's also the casino industry. If you all have some insight in this, please feel free to comment below and let me know, what you think. But they said that the strongest gains were in the leisure and hospitality industries. All right. Hospitality, it said, the leisure and hospitality industries added over 280,000 jobs. Construction also soared by 110,000 new hires. Now, I'm also seeing, I did some research as well with construction, and I'm also seeing that, that also ties in with the housing market right now. If you've been paying attention or doing some research, we know that right now in this housing market, there are more, there are more buyers, there are more people seeking to purchase homes than there are homes available in the market. So right now, when you look at, and when you compare it with months, even years ago, or well, let me say months ago, or even this time last year, the state that we're in right now with the housing market, and I'm sure real estate experts, real estate agents can agree with this, there are far less houses on the market than there are people wanting to actually go in and buy homes. So what a lot of people are turning to, since there's such little inventory of, already homes that people have lived in, that have been built and lived in, a lot of people are choosing to build from the ground up. So that has definitely given the construction agency a boost, so much so that there are even reports. And when you go in home, I don't know if you all have been in Home Depot or you've been in Lowe's, but you can see that the price of lumber is like 2 and 3 times as much as it normally is. Okay. So that has, been a help to the construction industry. Also, bars and restaurants added 176,000 jobs. Arts, entertainment, recreation industry, 64,000. So these are just some numbers, y'all. There are other industries out there, but these are a few that I wanted to highlight and share. Also, the education sector. That's local, state, and private institutions, saw a combined increase of 190,000 new hires. Okay. All right, y'all. So this is the jobs report. Now, I know, I reported earlier in the article that between March 2020 and April 2020, there were 22 million jobs lost. And for a lot of people, that's a life-changing event. That's a life-altering event when you lose your job. And so the fact that a lot of these jobs, we haven't gotten all 22 million back. I don't know if that we ever will, but I can say that, for a lot of people, this is good news. They're able to return back to their jobs, maybe get a new job and be able to provide for their families, maybe even use that money. There's a saying that, your 9 to 5 help build your dream. So for a lot of people that, and I'm going to get into this, I'm basically beginning to talk about entrepreneurship now. A lot of people who are not in the position to leave their full-time job, they're using their income from their full-time job to build for their future business. So, I'm segueing into now that although, this is good news, this may be good news for our economy, I would say that entrepreneurship is the way to go. And there's, a lot of articles, videos, things you can research about entrepreneurship, owning your own business. But when you think about entrepreneurship, when you think about owning your own business, think about this, y'all. If you own your own business, you're not going to fire yourself. You're not going to lay yourself off. You have unlimited income potential. When we work on these jobs and they tell you, okay, well, this is your salary or this is how much you can make an hour. But if you own your own business, there's no cap on the amount of money that you can make when you have your own business. So these are some things that I want you to think about. Also, when you own your own business, when you're an entrepreneur, there are tax benefits, tax write-offs. And right now, with the pandemic going on and even before, but more so now because, there's a lot of help out there for small businesses, but there are loans, y'all. There are loans, there are grants, money that you don't have to pay back, money that can be forgiven, and other financial resources specifically for businesses in this economy that we're in right now. So think about that. Do your research. Yes, the jobs report may be good news. It's a sign that people are getting back to their jobs to continue their way of life, make a better way of life, provide for their families. But think about entrepreneurship. Think about there are so many benefits, unlimited income potential when you own your own business. So if you found this video to be helpful, please make sure you hit the like button. Also, check out the description of my video. I have several links there to help you whether you want to get started investing in the stock market. I have a Robinhood link below. You can sign up for Robinhood, which is an investing app. I do encourage you to do your research. I'm not an investment broker. I'm not that. I'm just sharing resources with you. But if you would like to sign up, if you're not investing yet, please do your research. If you're looking for a platform, I have my Robinhood link in the comments. You use the link to sign up, you get free stock. Also, I have a link for emergency food supply as well as survival needs. So the times that we're living in are very uncertain. And one thing that you can be certain of is that you have food to provide for your family if there's ever a crisis or natural disaster. So thank you all so much. This has been episode 6. I hope you have found the information to be helpful. Please make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this information with family and friends. Until next time, thank you all so much for watching. This is Andrea Speaks TV.